is Beth with Whole Heart Equestrian, and today I want to give you an update on Pallas. She is a week old today, and I know in my last video I said that I would answer some questions, so let's get into that. In my last video, I said that I would get into depth more and explain better why Pallas already had some cuts and scrapes on her already at such a young age. Well, to make a long story short, as we all know, within the first few hours of foaling, a foal should nurse so that they get their first milk or colostrum, which is rich in antibodies and provides them with an immune system which they do not have yet. Well, vets usually like to draw blood 24 hours after, so they came out the next day and they drew some blood, and they got back to me and they said that her levels were very low. So they had to come back later and give her a plasma transfusion. So the vets came back out later that afternoon, and they obviously had to sedate both of them. And as what can happen sometimes with humans when they come out of sedation, they can be very angry, irritable, and aggressive. So eventually the sedation started to wear off, and we waited with both of them and we thought everything was fine. Peachy was allowing her to nurse and we thought everything would be okay, but as time continued to pass, Peachy got increasingly agitated and aggressive. As the sedation wore off, Peachy became increasingly agitated and aggressive to the point where when Pallas went to nurse, she squealed and tried to kick at her, and from there her aggression only increased to the point where she was violently attacking her and knocked Pallas down twice. I frantically called our vets. I was crying, so emotionally disturbed, and they gave me several options to try. One, to wipe off Pallas to maybe get off any scent that they had left on her, and two, to keep them separated longer to see if maybe, separation would make the heart grow fonder. Well, none of those things worked, and many calls later back to the vet, they came up with a plan, and 2 more vets came out and they decided to do what is called an oxytocin protocol. Peachy had gotten so violent at this point that she was even attacking our other horse, who is normally at the top of the pecking order. So anyways, the vets come out about 8:30 p.m. They administer 3 times the normal dose of oxytocin, and we continue to keep them separated for 20 minutes where they can't see each other. After the 20 minutes passed, the vets very carefully introduced them together, and thankfully Peachy's aggression was gone and she was allowing her to nurse again. So they have been good since then, and I am so paranoid and worried now to do anything to disrupt that again. I know a lot of people, and if you read a lot of books, a lot of them recommend handling the foal early on, and I think with any situation it's always best to first consult your vet, and second, to always tailor it to your individual horse and your individual situation. So with Peachy being a maiden mare, I know that this type of thing occurs much more frequently, although it's not, common really by any means. But ever since that happened, I'm so afraid to unintentionally stress Peachy out, or to do anything that would negatively affect their bond. So a lot of people might recommend to be handling the foal more at this point, but with everything that we've been through, I'm just taking things carefully and slowly. This is all I have for this time, but please like and subscribe and tune in again. I plan to make many more videos and updates on Pallas and the other horses. Thank you.